I'm happy to be here today and to be doing this presentation for you guys. We, as has just been said, we're lucky enough to be on the first pilot project, and we were awarded one of the TES. We were one of the companies that was selected. So with the presentation, initially just a little bit about us, who we are. We are Belize Chocolate Company. We're an award-winning small chocolate maker here in Belize, and we use locally grown cacao and sugar to make our chocolate. We've been around a while, opened 2007. We currently have 16 full-time employees. 80% of those are women. We have 2 retail shops, a wholesale business, and trade sales and export through. We have an online website portal at which we do export. We do make a bunch of different projects. So why we applied for the project. So really, with all companies, we know we need help. There's things that we do, things we don't do. And my background is an engineer. I'm a process mechanical engineer, so I know that I don't need to reinvent things. There are a lot of experts out there that can help us and help us to grow. So it's just always been a case of trying to find those people. And I think, as Ms. Sylvia said earlier, it's in small countries like Belize, we don't necessarily have those services. So where else can we find them? This project came along. So we applied, and we managed to link up with some great people. Yes, next slide, please. So after all the applications, we have a lot of needs as a small company, as I'm sure most of your people do, but we focused in on 2 things. So we currently have 3 different locations for our production. So one of the things we've been trying to do for a while is develop a layout for a single processing facility. And also, as an engineer, one of the things I've always wanted to do, which I hate to admit it, we've never had a proper preventive maintenance program. So they're 2 of the things that we focused on. Yeah, next, please. So how was this process? We've talked about the 7 minutes for the application, and it was smooth. It was good. It was easy. I have got in here, it was a long process, but I think that was pretty much COVID related. It was each step of the process, we knew what we were doing, what was expected of us, how much time we had to put in, how much time we didn't have to put in. It was actually, as I've got there, it's quite interesting. We tend to, as small businesses, all your customers, we tend to try and look forward all the time. We're not very good at looking back at why we've developed the ways we do things. So a lot of the questions that are asked of us as you go through these surveys and these different questions means you have to question yourself a little bit and say, hey, why do I do that like that? Isn't there a better way? And in talking to the experts that we were talking to, they can say, well, I know this, I've been to this other place, and this is how it's done. And so it's not just necessarily those focus parts that you're focusing on. There's a lot of other information that companies can glean from this. Okay. So yeah, just briefly, what has happened since? So we, at the end of the project, we did get a layout for our new facility. And from that layout, we've turned that into some architectural drawings, and we've got them improved, and we started building. That was a photo taken yesterday. Just the floor beams, or the forming for the floor beams, is great. So that has been a huge step change for us to be able to have a layout that we've got approved and we can actually start working on. And a PM process, so preventive maintenance, and yeah, it's something that I've known I've needed to do, I've wanted to do, but I haven't had and it was a case of getting all the information together for the TES project, and then them helping and putting all that information into one place for me. which again, as a small business, it takes time to do that. We don't often have all that time. So to have someone's help to do that was really important and fantastic. One thing, again, I'm just picking up on what's been said today. We all of us need, all small businesses, the first thing we usually ask for is, yeah, we need finance. But the technical assistance, for me, yes, finance is great, but if you can get technical assistance, that in some ways is as important or more important to a lot of instances. So I think that is pretty much us. Very quick, very brief. If there's any questions and stuff, please ask your questions away. Again, I think there's probably a link if anybody wants to ask me outside this any questions about how it actually went. I'm happy to answer questions as well.